All right, what it do, friends? This is NaQuandra, and we are back to study the Bible together. So get your pens, your paper, your notebook, your Bible, your phone, computer, favorite outfit, favorite earrings, and let's get it. Whatever time you're reading this, thanks for tuning in. Whatever time you're watching this, thanks for tuning in, and let's get to it. So today's lesson is titled, Those Who Exercise Faith. That wonderful, powerful, magical word, faith. And we're going to be in Hebrews chapter 11, verses 23 through 40. So, let us pray. Bow your heads and join me in prayer, friends. Dear Heavenly Father, I come to you as humble as I can, with an open heart and an open mind, God. As we indulge in the word that you have laid for us, God, I pray that it brings us clarity and revelation so that we may apply it to our lives that is best fit for the purpose of the plan that you have for us, God. We know there's a lot of things going on in the world right now. And God, I just pray that you keep your children strengthened in their hearts, God, so that their hearts can lead their mind, God, and that their hearts be cleansed, so that it may lead them in the right path of God, and that they're not hardened towards your word to listen and to hold fast, God. There's a lot going on. There's a pandemic, there's a coronavirus, there's a race war going on, God, and we just need you to mend and heal, God. We just need a healing. We need healing as a nation. We need healing as communities. We need healing as cultures. We need healing as an individual, God. And I just pray that you rain down and bring that deliverance to us, and that you continue to fill and feed our leaders, our religious leaders, to steer us in the right way, in the right path, and teach us things the right way, that we may understand it and be able to be prepared for Jesus' return. God, I just thank you for you are great, you are awesome, you are mighty, you are a strong tower, you are my friend, my confidant in everything, everywhere, Lord. And I just want to say thank you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, so let's go to chapter 11 in Hebrews, and we're going to start at verse 23. It was by faith that Moses' parents hid him for 3 months when he was born. They saw that God had given them an unusual child, and they were not afraid to disobey the king's command. It was by faith that Moses, when he grew up, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. He chose to share the oppression of God's people instead of enjoying the fleeting pleasures of sin. He thought it was better to suffer for the sake of Christ than to own the treasures of Egypt, for he was looking ahead to his great reward. And so Moses was born to his mother, and they were born in a time where they were something was happening to the children, pretty much. And so instead of putting their child at risk, putting Moses at risk, they hid the child for 3 months. However, they hid him for 3 months. And then we're going to continue to read and see that his mother gave him away. And so when she gave him away, Pharaoh's daughter found him and raised him as her own. And Moses grew up, of course, and then one day in this village, someone came to this village, and Moses tried to protect them and killed the person. And then when he returned to the village, the people looked at him like, bro, you just killed that person. What makes you think that we won't believe that you're not going to do that to us? And so he didn't appreciate that they viewed him like that. So that is when he stepped away from the Pharaoh family, and he went to go live with the people, and instead of living in Egypt and receiving all the treasures of the land, he wanted to go live with an oppression. Oh my God, that man scared the junk out of me. So instead of living in oppression, Moses decided himself to step outside of that and go live with the people, the common people, pretty much, because he wanted to stay away from the pressures of sin and to be able to receive God's promise. Now let's go to 27 through 29. It was by faith that Moses left the land of Egypt, not fearing the king's anger. He kept right on going because he kept his eye on the one who was invisible. It was by faith that Moses commanded the people of Israel to keep the Passover and to sprinkle blood over the doorsteps so that the angel of death would not kill their firstborn sons. It was by faith that the people of Israel went right through the Red Sea as though they were on dry ground. But when the Egyptians tried to follow, they were all drowned. So, things that Moses did by faith. And faith is what we cannot see, pretty much. So these are the behaviors or the decisions he made in order to stay committed to his faith in Jesus. So he left Egypt regardless of the king's anger, and he persuaded or told the Israelites to keep the Passover day and sprinkle blood over the doorsteps of their homes so that the death angel would not come in and take their firstborns. And also the story that most of us know of, the Israelites crossed over the Red Sea, and God split the Red Sea, split it so they can walk through, and the Egyptians tried to come through after them, and they all were drowned. So those are some pretty miraculous things that Moses and the Israelites did in faith. Those are some pretty miraculous things that Moses and the Israelites did in faith, and believing in something they could not even see. Yet they accomplished it, and they were able to see the true works of God, how he protects and guides and leads. Now let's go to verse 30 through 35. It was by faith that the people of Israel marched around Jericho for 7 days and the walls came crashing down. It was by faith that Rahab the prostitute was not destroyed with the people of her city who refused to obey, for she had given a friendly welcome to the spies. How much more do I need to say? It would take too long to recount the stories of the faith of Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, David, Samuel, and all the prophets. By faith, these people overthrew kingdoms, they ruled with justice, and they received what God had promised them. They shut the mouths of lions, they quenched the flames of fire, and they escaped death by the edge of a sword. Their weaknesses was turned into strength. They became strong in battle and put whole armies to flight. Let's pause right here. Putting weakness to strength. Putting weakness to strength. Putting weakness, turn his weakness into strength. Lord have mercy. I need you to do that for me right now. God, I need you to do that for everybody that's watching this right now. In this moment. Listen, because that is a miraculous thing. Okay. You could be going through anything, but by the grace of God, it won't falter nothing. Matter of fact, it'll be the reason that you get through whatever it is that you're going through. It'll be the reason that you accomplish your goals. Is your weakness. Come on. Come on. I need that. I need some more of that. All right. So, let me get it together. So, the people of Israel marched around Jericho 7 times. And on the 7th day, they were to march around it 7 times. And at the command of Moses, or I'm not going to say Moses was walking with them. I don't know. I don't remember. But at the command of who was leading them by God, they told them to yell at a certain point and play their instruments loud, whatever, scream, holler, cry, shout, jump up and down. And the the walls of Jericho would come crashing down. And guess what? They did. As soon as they did, they ran down in there, took everybody out except for the lady who hid the spies while they were in there. And she did that because she knew the great powers of God. Matter of fact, everybody in there knew the great powers of God. The people in that town feared the Israelites coming. They knew they were coming. But Rahab, she hid them and in exchange for her life and the life of her families. And so with her confessing her faith in God and her knowing the works of God, she was able to be renewed, and she lived because she had faith in things she could not see. How good is that? If we just have a little bit of faith. Now let's go to 36 through 40. Let's start at 35. Women received their loved ones back again from death, but others were tortured, refusing to turn from God in order to be set free. They placed their hope in a better life after resurrection. Some were jeered at, and their backs were cut open with whips. Others were chained in prison. Some died by stoning. Some were sawed in half, and others were killed with the sword. Some went about wearing skins and sheeps of goat, destitute and oppressed and mistreated. They were too good for this world, wandering over deserts and mountains, hiding in caves and holes in the ground. All these people earned a good reputation because of their faith, yet none of them received all that God had promised, for God had something better in mind for us, so that they would not reach perfection without us. So, as we know, we go through life. Life is not easy. Everything is not going to be peachy clean. Everything is not going to be perfect. Everything is not sunshine and rainbows. But the fact that some people are able to pull sunshine and rainbows out of a bad situation is what's going to help them persevere through those times, to push through those times. That's what your faith is. You're able to see, this is messed up right now, but I know what God has for me. I know what he has set aside for me. I know what he's planned for me. So those people, don't down those people who are able to pull the good out of everything, because those are the people that you need to be friends with. Because those are the people that you're going to need in your corner when you don't have the words to say, or you can't see the bigger message in your mess. So that last section was just pretty much saying, yeah, it was kind of brutal when talking about people getting sawn in half and tortured and chains on your back. Yeah, that stuff happens too. But understand, if you are as committed to the plan and the purpose that God has laid down for you, you're going to get through it and get to it with whatever. And it's all about your mindset and what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. If you want a relationship with God, you're going to do what you got to do to get there. If you want to receive the promise of God, you're going to do what you got to do to get there. Because you do it for anything else, don't let it falter, because this has something to do with something you can't see right now. Because that something you can't see right now is going to get you to where you need to be. That's where you need to be, actually. So God gives us vision for a reason. Those visions may not be something that's going to happen immediately, but that's the goal. And as you're working towards the goal, he's going to download tools into you to get you there. But you got to listen, and you have to be patient. You have to pay attention to things. Pay attention to the doors that open and close in your life. Pay attention to the people that come in and out of your life. Pay attention to the people that randomly walk past you and tell you a little something here and there. Take something out of every conversation you have. Take something out of every interaction you have with something or someone. Because those are the tools and lessons that God is sending to you, so that you can reach that vision that he showed you. We don't have no excuses. Oh no, but before I started recording this, I was having not a good. I'm having a great day, but on the inside there was some things stirring up inside of me that was causing me to falter, causing me to draw back from things on this earth. And I feel better now. But that's it, friends. I'm done. Period. Cuddy. Period.